The power of autosuggestion. The test is simple and easy to demonstrate. Let's focus on autosuggestion, to find out what it is and what can be achieved with it. It is known that one eventually comes to believe anything that it's repeated, whether the statement is true or false. If a man repeats a lie over and over again, he will eventually accept that lie as true. Moreover, he will believe it to be true. Every man is what he is because of the dominant thoughts that he allows to occupy his mind. The thoughts which a man deliberately adopts, and which he animates with enthusiasm, and with which he combines one emotion or more, constitute the motivating forces which direct and control his every move, act, and deed. Here we have the statement of a very important truth: thoughts combined with any of the emotions constitute a magnetic force that attracts other similar or related thoughts. A thought like this, magnetized with emotion, may be compared to a seed which, when planted in fertile ground, germinates, grows, and multiplies again and again, until that which was at first a little seed becomes innumerable millions of seeds of the same kind. The human mind is constantly attracting vibrations that harmonize with the one that dominates it. Whatever idea, plan, thought, or purpose one harbors attracts an infinity of like-minded ideas, attaches these ideas to its own strength, and grows into the master purpose that dominates and motivates the individual in whose mind it has lodged. Let us now return to the starting point, to learn how the original seed of an idea can be planted in the mind. The information is easy to understand. Any idea, plan, or purpose can be fixed in the mind through the repetition of a thought. That is why we instruct you to write down a statement of your main purpose, or primary and precise objective, memorize it and repeat it aloud every day, until the auditory vibrations have reached your subconscious. Decide to put aside the influences of any unfavorable environment to build your own life to measure. As you take inventory of your mental resources and abilities, you may find that your greatest weakness is your lack of self-confidence. This disadvantage can be overcome, and timidity transformed into courage through the help that the principle of autosuggestion provides. The application of this principle can be carried out by the simple enunciation of thoughts written down, memorized, and repeated until they become part of the instruments available to the unconscious faculty of your mind. Formula for self-confidence. First, I know that I have the capacity to attain the object of my life's definite purpose, therefore, I demand of myself persevering in continuous action until I achieve it, and here and now I promise to execute such action. Second, I realize that the dominant thoughts of my mind will be reproduced over time in external and physical acts to become a physical reality, therefore, I will concentrate my thoughts for 30 minutes each day on the task of thinking about the person I intend to become, thereby creating a clear mental picture. Third, I know that, by the principle of autosuggestion, whatever desire I cherish with perseverance will seek to express itself through certain practical means of obtaining the object behind it, therefore, I will spend 10 minutes each day demanding the development of self-confidence. Fourth, I have clearly written a description of the primary goal of my life, and I will never cease to strive until I have gained sufficient confidence in myself to it. Fifth, I clearly understand that there is no wealth or position that can last long, unless it has been formed on loyalty and justice, therefore, I will not engage in any transaction that does not benefit everyone it affects. I shall succeed in attracting to myself the forces I wish to employ, and the cooperation of other people. I will induce others to serve me, by my willingness to serve others. I will eliminate contempt, envy, jealousy, selfishness, and cynicism and cultivate love for all mankind, because I know that a negative attitude toward others will never bring me success. I will make others believe in me, because I will believe in them and in myself. I will sign this formula with my name, memorize it, and repeat it aloud once each day, with the absolute faith that it will gradually influence my thoughts and actions so that I will become a person who is confident and enjoys the privilege of success. Behind this formula is a law of nature which no man has yet been able to explain. The name by which this law is known is of little importance. What matters about it is that it works for the glory and progress of the human species. if used constructively. On the other hand, if used destructively, it will destroy easily. In this statement we can find a very important truth: those who sink into frustration and end their lives in poverty, misery and anguish do so because of the negative application of the principle of autosuggestion. The cause may be found in the fact that all thought impulses have a tendency to clothe themselves in their physical equivalent. The disaster of negative thinking. The subconscious does not distinguish between positive or negative thought impulses. It works with the material we supply it, through our thought impulses. The subconscious will translate a thought governed by fear into something real as easily as it would transform a thought ruled by courage, or by faith, into reality. Just as electricity turns the wheels of industry, and renders useful services if used correctly, or ends life if misused, so the law of autosuggestion will lead us to peace and prosperity or drag us into the valley of misery, failure, and death, according to the degree of understanding and application we have of it. If one fills one's head with fears, doubts, and distrust in one's ability to connect and use the force of infinite intelligence, the law of autosuggestion will take that spirit of distrust and use it as a pattern by which the subconscious will translate it into its physical equivalent. Just as the wind blows one ship to the east and another to the west, you will be lifted or sunk by the law of autosuggestion according to the way you orient the sails of your thought. The law of autosuggestion, which can elevate anyone to astonishing levels of realization, is well described in the following verses. If you think you're defeated, you will be. If you think you don't dare, you won't dare. If you like to win, but think you can't, it's almost certain, you won't win. If you think you will lose, you are lost, because in the world we find that success begins in the will of man. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you're inferior, you are. You have to think high to move up. You have to be sure of yourself before you can win. Life's battles don't always favor the strongest or the fastest man, but sooner or later the man who wins is the man who thinks he can.